In this lesson, we're going to cover precedence constraints. We're going to show how to use those in the control flow to connect tasks, to check for success, failure, or completion of a task, use the and or logic, and show expressions and constraints and how they can be used to connect tasks. Here in Visual Studio, we're going to drag out a script task, and at the bottom of the script task, you'll see a green arrow. And that green arrow is a precedence constraint. We'll drag out another script task, and we'll connect the first script task to the second one by dragging down the arrow. Notice now we have a green arrow connecting the two script tasks together. This is an on-success precedence constraint. I can click on the Start Debugging button, and you'll notice that both script tasks turn green, indicating that they were successful. To edit the script task precedence constraint, I right-click on it, click Edit, or you can double-click on it. The first option we see is the evaluation operation. This evaluation operation can be constraint, expression, or a combination of the two. The default is success for the value, or you can change it to failure or completion. Below, we'll see the multiple constraints options. We can change it to a logical and or logical or. The default is logical and. I'm going to change the constraint to a failure. Click OK. And notice now that the precedence constraint is now red, indicating an on failure precedence constraint. We click on the debug button now, and we notice that script task has completed successful, but script task 1 did not run. This is showing that the script task did not run, and the reason for that is because the precedence constraint here is looking for on failure. So only if the first script task had failed would the second script task, or script task 1, have run. Our goal in the Try It section, we're going to create some precedence constraints between some script tasks and show the logical flow and how to use those flows to make complex decisions in a control flow. In Visual Studio, we're going to drag out 4 script tasks. And we're going to connect script task to script task 1. And we're going to connect script task 1 to script task 2. And now we're going to connect script task 3 to script task 2. I'll move these around to make it a little more readable. And now we can see that we have an on-success constraint coming out of each script task, and the final script task, script task 2, should only run if script task 1 and script task 3 are successful. We'll debug the package by clicking the green arrow on the toolbar, and notice that all the script tasks turn green. We'll stop the debugging, and we're going to double click on the precedence constraint going into script task 2. I'm going to change this to a logical OR now. Click OK, and notice now we have dotted lines instead of solid lines coming from the script task going to script task 2. This indicates an OR constraint. So now if script task 1 or if script task 3 completes successfully, then and only then will script task 2 run. Let's run this package again, and you'll see that it still runs script task 2. We're going to click on script task 3 now, go over to the properties, and change the force execution results to failure. So now script task 3 will fail when we run it. We'll run the package, and we notice that script task 2 still runs even though script task 3 was a failure, and the reason for that is because of the OR constraints. In this lesson, we have shown you how to use precedence constraints to connect tasks in the control flow, how to use success, failure, and completion, and the and or logic